find out?
I found out this morning. I was sitting in my locker, and Andrew had called me, and it was a blessing. I had been on the phone with my mom all night to about 1, 2 a.m. So we've been praying all night, and God is amazing. You know.
I think you told us Saturday night you weren't going to sleep much.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I ain't sleep too much. Neither did my mom either. So both of us was on the verge of just praying and trying to hope for the best.
So what did you do after you got that call? What was your reaction?
My reaction was, "Hey, let's keep going. Make it true. I made it here, but that's not the end goal. To keep going and help this team get wins. Now let's be a part of the team and make plays."
What do you think you did most to catch the coach's eyes to make this team?
I think just the way that I prepared myself and the way that I tried to help my teammates and be a team player. So just trying to be part of the team, and here we talk about team is everything. So I just made myself a part of the team, and they have this standard where we're up here, and I just brought myself to that standard.
What did you think the odds were when you first were invited to camp to be one of the?
Well, I mean, for me and my family, we always believed in me, and I believed that I had a shot from the get-go. I believed in my talent and my preparation as a player, so I felt like I had a good chance, and clearly I did, I guess.
What did you learn about yourself throughout this process? Because I'm sure there was some uncertainty at some points, but to push through that, what did you learn about yourself?
I just learned that I can play in the NFL. Coming from a D2 school, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, it's going to be a big change," but for me, I learned that I can be a part of these guys and I can be part of the team and play with these guys. So
What did you do the year you were out of football?
the year I was out of football, I just stayed at home and worked with my dad.
Where was the
Yeah, he was doing construction, so I was
city?
in Covington, Georgia.
What was your duties helping?
Yeah, hey, I was just taking all the rocks, the heavy rocks, and carrying them, and just doing whatever he asked me to do for the most part.
So Jeff Howard said he was really impressed that you committed to football and it took you a bunch of different places and you still showed how much you loved it. But what was it like bouncing from community college? I mean, can you kind of take us through that a little bit?
I think it was a hard journey for sure, but for me, it just taught me the importance of football. It taught me the importance of people that's in my corner and the people that believed in me. And I think I had to go through that journey to learn that I had to go through college and I had to get those grades to be where I'm at. So I think it made me a way better man than I was back then. If I was younger and had got the opportunity, I probably would have messed it up. So
3 schools before?
yeah, yes sir, 3 schools.
What were the circumstances of being out? Was it academic?
Nah, I just had family, money issues. Couldn't pay for school, and at that time I was paying for school. So we was like, hey, maybe I can come home and try to make some money, and then I ended up getting a scholarship to Butler. So it worked out in my favor.
Yeah, not many undrafted guys make the teams. I think Kevin said you would be like the first.
Yeah.
So how proud does that make you?
Hey, very proud. All my thanks is to God. I just stayed on my journey and stayed with the path, and I felt like God. Anytime it was dark moments, I felt like God showed me a little bit of light, and I just always kept it and kept pushing and kept going.
So switching all those schools, were they things not working out? So you said, I'll try another one, or
Well, for me, it was always just money issues. I'm not from a place of money, so having to pay for school and take out so many loans, it wasn't really something ideal that I was trying to do. So I was like, maybe I could try to leave, and then I could probably try to get a scholarship at another school. So that was my main priority, like trying to end up getting a scholarship somewhere.
At any point did a Division I school show interest in you?
Yeah, when I was at Butler, I had UGA, LSU, I had a whole bunch of teams, but at that time, my grades weren't that good, so ended up going D2.
When you talk about coming out here and you realize you can belong, you can play in the NFL, what were some moments that happened throughout the last couple months that made you realize that, I guess?
I think just when I got there and started competing and making plays. When I started making plays, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can really do this. I can actually do it. So once I started making plays, it was great.
What other family do you have? Brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I have a couple brothers, and I got one blood sister by my mom and dad.
So how big were those rocks you were hauling?
They were real big,
Did
real
you use
big.
a wheelbarrow? Or
Yeah, wheelbarrow at the time. We still got the same wheelbarrow in my backyard right now that I use. So it's kind of like momental now. It's like, dang, yeah, you ain't doing construction no more. So I'm just blessed to be here.
You're
What were you building? Or what was he building with those big rocks?
Well, he was building something else. I was just carrying the heavy load of the rocks, but I'm not too sure exactly what he was building. But he was working a lot of different places and doing a lot of construction for
So
a lot
it
of
wasn't
people.
like landscaping or anything? It was
Yeah, I mean he's
construction?
done that too, yeah.
Okay.
But landscaping for the most part, yeah.
You got anything when you get your first game check? What you want to do with it?
Honestly, no. Probably take my family out to dinner though, a nice dinner. Everybody get a nice steak or something. So that'd be probably something I'll do.
I know when we were in the locker room the other night after the game, I saw like JJ3 and Greg were like kind of joking around the press conference, filming you, like so happy for it. Seems like these DBs, these veteran guys have really embraced you. I guess like what's that been like for you given your position when you got here?
It's been great. You know, those guys they've helped me a lot. They taught me a lot, and they just went into my story and seen where I came from. So them taking the time out to just look into my story and motivate me as I'm going, it's a blessing.
Did they seem like kind of, funny, goofy? Like,
Yeah.
does that help you kind of like adjust to? And
Oh
be,
yeah, most definitely. It's never like super serious,
Yeah.
so it always helps me just keep going. That those guys are goofy as well, so it's
I know
great.
you got a ways to go, but do you feel like you can inspire other kids like you, that have to bounce around and, you know what I mean, just your background and your story that can kind of inspire some
Yeah,
kids who are struggling?
I think so. I think I'm the first person from my high school to even make it to this level. So just when I go back home, I go to those schools and talk to those kids, letting them know that even though your journey may be hard, you can still end out on the good end if you keep on pushing and keep on trusting yourself and believing.
Even your school tweeted out that you were the first
Yeah.
one. So
Yeah, first one in high school and the first one from my college. So it's a blessing, I said I feel like God took me through this journey because he knew I could prevail and I could make it.
you need to keep that wheelbarrow forever.
Most definitely.
John Johnson was telling us after the game, he wants you to think like he thinks.
Right.
What does that mean to you?
It means be smart, be a smarter player. I think John is super smart. I love the way he look at the game. So I feel like if I get his mindset, ain't no telling where I can take my game. So him saying that is, I'm definitely gonna try to do that, and I definitely sit right beside him to keep on trying it. So.
Have you always been kind of a ball hawk guy too?
For the most part, yeah. I think I always just wanted the ball. I played offense most of my life, so I like having the ball in my hand. So I try my best to get it.
What was your main position back
Well,
then?
in high school, I played quarterback and running back and receiver. Then went to Albany State to play receiver as well. Then after that, I transitioned to DB.
Somebody came up with the idea that you should switch? Or?
I think it just happened. Like, I went to Iowa Central. They was like, we need a safety, and I'm like, hey, I'm that guy. Whatever you need, we can do it. So I've always been that team player to try to just help the team.
When you were out here at training camp, did you see yourself kind of gaining momentum as you made a big play and saw your defense cheering with you?
Yeah.
Did you build off of that momentum?
Yeah, and that's the good part of having like great teammates. When we celebrate each other's success, it makes everybody want to make plays, and when they make a play, I feel like I made a play again. So when those guys make a play, I feel like, hey, let me go make a play now. So I think I build it off that momentum and try to keep on making plays.
What's your dad's name that you were helping build all this?
Anthony Bell.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.